All right, let's start 25 minutes of live coding. So I'm super happy with the way K2, the way the framework allows me to work so far. I'm working in multiple projects all at once. I've got chart density, which is like a charting and graphing monitoring thing. It would be, I don't know that how I would ever monetize that easily anyway. There's good, so many good products in the marketplace. It would be a massive effort to make anything competitive there. But I'm interested in improving it slowly over time, and maybe I'll find a niche where that it would be good for. So we're not going to spend a ton of time on chart density. I'm going to use it to move along some ideas. I have a application for our volunteer fire department that I'm writing that maybe could be used by other volunteer fire departments. There are some business models that we've come up with and that it could be used for. So, again, it's going to be a long time, and we're going to develop it so that it works really well for our department, and maybe there'll be other departments out there that want to use it someday. So, we've got that project going. I'm starting a project called Reflash, which is a quiz and study product. This is All these products are scratch your own itch. I'm doing them because these are things I want. I want a learning application that it works the way I want it to work. I keep thinking up ideas, and a lot of those ideas can be solved with AI. I'm going to go ahead and start. That's what we're going to be working on today. Reflash. We're just getting started, so you're going to see how a new project kind of gets started. And Super Loser, this is my weight loss tracking application. I am going to add a little AI piece where you get some daily feedback using AI. That's a to-do. And then I've got some other ideas here that I haven't started. So we've got plenty going. Oh, and there's a project I'm actually getting paid for little bit, building an application, a prototype, an alpha, just so it's a lot of times it's good for someone who has ideas to have something to they can actually look at and see. Even if that isn't the application that they ultimately build, you figured out a lot of the data model problems, a lot of the concurrency, kind of what if these users are all kind of doing things at the same time? How does this work? What if you want to change this? When can you change it? What are the implications? You kind of get through a lot of technical challenges right off the bat with a 1 or 2 week prototype. So what I want to do is build something that in a week I can actually begin using it. So I get this, scratch your own itch. I can use it. I'm happy, and I'm happy to go do a small improvement each week or every couple weeks because now I'm actually using it and I'm benefiting from whatever those small improvements are. I'm not just building features that nobody's using and stuff. I'm using them and I get to use them right away. So what we're going to build here with Reflash is like the absolute bare bones minimum, something I can use. So, for example, I'm studying JavaScript and going to move on to TypeScript, React, React Native, and other things. And I don't have a lot of time just to set aside and study, and I don't have a lot of reason to. It's not like I'm using it every day. I would like to build things in that, but I don't want to spend the time to learn it all and then build things when I can build things fine in Apex. So I need a study tool that works well with me, which would be interactive. 5 minutes here, 4 minutes there. It might hammer me on a topic for a day or two, and when it knows that I know that topic, it moves on, and it'll come back in a few days and do it again. And most of the content's going to be AI generated, I think. So AI will generate the content, and I will upvote it or downvote it, something like that. So that's what we're building. So what we do, let's just get started. I've already done some work. I've probably got an hour into this project. Created the project using my create shell script down here, create app, and went through the config, updated config. I've done that in other videos. It doesn't take too long. I can't show you that because it's got secrets in it, but here's all my config. Usually I need to update my git. That's another thing I need to do is update my git ignore file and make sure, yep, we've already got reflash in there. We don't want anything going out that's got reflash in it. And I did add the app test file to my reflash install here so it runs. So when I run the install, I also set the config val in my reflash config file. I created a value called drop all tables on install, set it to true, and in our app schema up here, we make use of that and we make sure that we're dropping tables. So these are our tables that we have already using GitHub Copilot, which makes things fairly easy. And we've got two tables here. We've got a topic table, it gets dropped every time we rebuild. This is how we do our primary key. And everything here is idempotent, so it can be run over and over again. It just does the right thing. If the foreign key isn't there, it adds it back. If you went and dropped it manually, reran this, it's going to add it back. So we call add foreign key. This is all in the ArcSQL code, which is in k2lib ArcSQL. And we got topic heading. And so then we go to our app test. And this is our test file. So we're deleting our test user, which is any user at reflash.com right now. Is that my test user? I'm not sure, but it should be. If not, I'll change that. I think it's reflash at foo.com actually. I need to change it to reflash that way. Well, I could get rid of foo, but we run K2 test setup, which creates whatever test user we have configured in our app config file. We have a package header that stores variables that we can use during the test. Sometimes I do add a package body with stuff. And the first thing I did is I've got this insert here where I'm returning the topic ID into topic ID. That's cool, but now I'm just going to refactor that into add topic. That's going to present a problem because we're not going to have that topic ID, so we're going to be looking at that. So now we just call add topic, which was refactored, and we wrote this code. Uh-oh. Where did my code go? Oh, I've been doing this in the wrong place. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so let's just go ahead and copy all this. I've messed up. Somehow I got my demo file. So the system is not perfect. You can work, and it's the first time it's ever happened. Let me go look at my demo. And we'll go into Git later and just undo these changes. Yeah, and we do have that there, so copy the header. So after this is over, I'll go back and fix that. So here's our app header. Okay. So in our body, I just made a topic ID. So this is, a lot of times you're dealing with topic name, you need to get the ID. So we've created this function, and I've tried to teach ChatGPT how to document my stuff. So let's see. I'm going to give it this, and if it still works, it's going to give me back some documentation. It's not perfect, but and it can run faster than this. So we'll come back to that. So it's working on documentation. So we do our add topic, and then we're going to be adding a topic heading. And the way I want this to work is you don't have to specify. You can do topic name like this. This is one ways, so that would work. And so we're just going to get rid of this insert. So we don't need that now, and we actually don't need the topic ID. So we're just going to change that to X for now. So what I do a lot of times is I set a global variable, so you can like do a set topic name, and then we can just add topic headings to that, which is a little cleaner, but a little bit more dangerous because you're using a global. So the question is, do we do what we like to do, which is like have this simple clean code, or do we add the global? Usually it's all going to be operating within the same session. So, and then we don't have to worry about topic ID because it will get translated on its own. For now, we'll leave it this way, add topic heading. So it does create the topic heading, but it doesn't exist, so technically this is not required. Is the way we've got it working. Okay, we need to close you. Yeah, we need to close you. Let's see if ChatGPT came back with anything. So here's our, still working on it, but I'm going to copy that code, go up here to our topic ID, and we're just going to get rid of all that. I don't like to be too overly verbose with documentation because most people, I mean, if you're at this level, this is going to be plenty enough for you to figure this out. Okay. So, add topic heading, is that what yeah, add topic heading. So topic name, topic heading, yep. So if the topic does not exist, I try to be good about naming parameters in case you add parameters later. So we're going to add topic P, topic name, just filling out some of that now. So you hear the this actually Copilot came up with figuring out the topic ID this way, but we don't want to do that. We want to do our to topic ID. So we'll just, this is kind of a little refactor of that. So to topic ID, P topic name, and this P topic name. And that will get our ID for whatever that is, and our P topic heading will get inserted there. Okay. So we need some documentation for this. I'm going to do stop generating. ChatGPT is overloaded at the moment. I'm on a free account. See, sometimes it goes quite fast. If a procedure, if a procedure was complicated enough, I would go ahead and maybe I would add, you could paste in the code and say, how does this work? And ChatGPT will do a really good tell you about how it works. Okay, so let's add that in. So we're just trying, if this was an open source project, I mean, we're delivering decent documentation on day one. If you're paying me to do a project, this is going to get uploaded, today to would get uploaded today to GitLab or GitHub, and you would be able to see code documentation. You can see how this really lightens workload. Am I checking this to see if it's correct? Not really, not at this point, but I'm going to see if anyone actually reads it. Name of topic must be a non-null, non-empty string. Like, who cares about that? Of course, we wouldn't put it there if it needs to be null, usually. The name of the topic heading to add must be non-null, non-empty string. Okay, that's not really required. Usually, you want to tell, if you do allow a null, what you're allowing a null for. I do have a way of asserting that things aren't null. You can that's somewhere in K2 or ArcSQL. There's a assert not null if you really want to validate that things aren't null. Usually things just blow up. Like the topic heading is a not null, so it'll just blow up at the table level. That's all enforced at the table level. So add a topic heading. Okay, let's see if this works. So it never works, but what we do, go here to reflash install. This is the install file in our app directory. It's a little less than the whole K2 framework, so it runs a little faster. And always get some errors, but we just work from the top down and we deal with the errors. And maybe we deal them one at a time. So to topic ID may not be used in SQL. Okay, so that happens. So we will just, this is where a select, the select is a little better. So we're just going to add the topic ID number gonna say and see, it knows to do that. Is that gonna work? Go back, run it. I'm still getting issues. Oh, wrong. It goes right there. Clear it, run it. Okay, add topic. Okay, we haven't actually put these. Yeah, probably need to create some headers for that. So let's go to our body. So here's add topic. That's already there. So add topic heading. So I didn't even look at this specific error. I know it's this type of error, so I'm just going through. Oh, let's see if that works. So this is where we're using our app test to make sure that stuff actually works, you know. So it's not really test-driven development, but you know, I shouldn't see any errors here. Add topic heading must be declared. You know what? I'm not calling app. So yeah, that would help. Clear it, run it. Cool. All right. So we should have some records in our table. So let's go to, let's open up, this is where I open up a SQL thing, and this will be my scratch pad. So let's star from topic, and select star from topic, what is it, subheading? What did I call this table? Topic heading. Okay, so if we wanted to write an actual test, okay, let's say that's cool, but let's actually write a test. What we can do is we can do a begin, end, and I don't normally do this early because things are going to change and I got to rewrite my test. So we're going to say arcsql.init test topic name JavaScript exists. And then what we'll do, that I actually don't know if that code works. It might. I can't remember. But what we would do is we can just do if app does, and then what does topic exist JavaScript, then arcsql.pass test, else arcsql.fail test, and if. And I think we might have to expose that, right? So go up here. And come up here. I don't really try to keep things in order. It's too much work and really doesn't provide much value as far as like keeping the order here and keeping the order the same in the package body. All right, so will this work? So what we can do now, we didn't make any, well, we got to recompile our code. We can just go and like manually just recompile our package header for app and that, and then we can just run our tests. And so you can say, there's our test, it passed, topic name JavaScript exists. So that's how I would actually integrate some testing into this, and we would maybe want to see if the topic heading exists, and then we would try to create a topic heading without doing add topic. We would just call add topic heading and see if the behavior that we think we created there works. Let me see where we're at. 19 minutes. Okay, what's next? So at this point, we could go to the UI and start building this, but I think it's far too early. Like, I don't really care about the UI at this point. This could be an entire, you could build the entire application here back end at this point because it's for me. I really don't need a UI. I can do everything in my files like this. I can preload it with data, set up whatever I want. So I think that what is the next thing we want it to do is we want to create a list of we want to create questions based on this particular JavaScript variables. So we want to begin creating a database of questions for that. So let's go back to our schema, and what are we going to need? We're going to need a questions table. So we're going to do begin, end, and we're going to say if not, does table exist? And we're going to say topic questions, then and if, and it might make sense. Now, this is where I've got into some design before, and we're going to come to an end of 25 minutes. But this is what real development looks like, although it would be a little bit faster if I wasn't recording. I probably wouldn't head down so many rabbit trails. So, is it going to be a multiple choice? So you got different question types. You got multiple choice, true, false. So you might have different tables for those. You might have kind of crazy table with, it can handle true, false, multiple choice. If you think about true, false is basically an A/B option, multiple choice. You've got to record the answers somewhere. And what else? See, you could have you could with ChatGPT, it's totally possible to do kind of like an essay type question where it's open ended. You need to answer it, and then we could try to use a large language model. I always say ChatGPT, but when I say ChatGPT, it's going to be any large language model that I want to integrate with on the back end, because more and more are going to be coming down the pike. So we could submit that, and that's a really interesting one to me. So I think at first we're going to start simple. We're just going to do multiple choice. I think everything's going to be multiple choice to begin with, because again, what is simple, and then we'll refactor into other types of questions later. So yeah, let's just try to do multiple choice. So hey, Copilot's going to do that for me. I'll take that. I don't know if that's right or not. Let's see. Topic questions. Topic question ID number. Yep, I like to auto-generate on null there. We use identity column. Topic heading ID. Yes, we're going to refer to the topic heading. And so we're going to need a foreign key, and we need a primary key. So let's do our add primary key, and it'll always figure it out. Look at that. I don't need to type that. And a lot of times it adds out the foreign key. Look at this. Topic questions, topic heading ID. That's all correct, okay? And that's my custom code in K2. So I just added a primary key and a foreign key with like 2 keystrokes. So it makes it really easy to refactor and kind of jump back and forth between my app test file and app schema. And I've shown this in the past few videos. We're integrating the app package a little bit now. And you can create lots of other packages and stuff. But what I want to do, things I want to do in the future, since we're getting close to the end, I'll just talk about things that I see is I want to make the API stuff easier. It's pretty easy, but I haven't really spent a lot of time implementing the APIs yet. But I do want to make it like as simple as this, like enable API on or create a view, enable API, and get just from here, because I want to be working with here or in the test file or in the app file, start working with API and being able to test that. Yeah, that's about the end. So we're going to work on the questions file, and I think if I work on this a few more hours today, that I will have something working. And what I'm going to probably do is initially set up a daily email, or maybe I'm going to set up an email like every 2 hours or something fun like that between certain hours. And maybe we'll show that. Maybe we'll do some reviews in other videos. So, all right, that brings us to an end of another coding session with K2 for Oracle Apex. It's still far from stable, adding things all the time. I'm very good at being able to, at this point, I'm very comfortable myself in like retrofitting and fixing my apps and all that kind of stuff if I break something. And I have some methods for freezing stuff. So when I'm working in Reflash and I make a change to the base K2 stuff, it doesn't affect Superloser because Superloser is, using it's using the Superloser lib directory. It's not actually looking at the lib directory right here. And chart density is also using here. So I know how to kind of use a WinMerge or a code tool like that to see what I've changed and make sure that I'm updating my app code and all that kind of stuff. But I would like more people to start picking up the using K2 and exploring it. And ultimately, I would like us all to build on it together. So what I see this is a framework that we're going to have integrations with all of the products out there, like over time, like Whisper and ChatGPT and Stripe and PayPal and all of these kinds of things. We'll have a lot of designs, or what do we call them? We call them, what are the patterns? So, like the code patterns, we'll have certain patterns. Like, when we talk about, so my, the firefighter application, what we do is we have, I'll show you this. So we have a firefighter table. And the department is created on the back end. So now we have a department. So every firefighter has to, when they sign up, has to be associated with a department. So when they log in, when they create a user account in the SaaS auth table, when they go through the regular login form, it creates a user account in the SaaS auth table. If there's no matching email in this, then their status is just pending until someone adds their email to this. And then, well, anyway, I'm rambling. But anyway, there's a pattern here that already, this is a good pattern for, like, I need to get, groups of people signed up for something. Like, so these would be fire departments. So my app might support multiple departments. And it's a very easy workflow from the back end to get implemented within a couple weeks. This isn't the long-term workflow. The long-term workflow looks like, I sign up, I can create a department or join a department. Maybe I create a department, set it up, and then I invite all the other firefighters to join the department. That's great. The problem is with that is that if I create a department because I want to goof around, and then I go to join a department, I have to really be careful about deleting the existing department because you can only be a part of one department at a time. And so you have to kind of say, are you sure you want to delete this department? And that's a lot of workflow. And you're like, where in the UI is that going to be? And what is it going to look like? You're designing forms for that process. And so I don't want to do that. I just want to make something that's fairly foolproof. So in this, I set up a department. I set up a user in the firefighter table. When that user signs up, they automatically get linked to the department. They're an admin. They can create more firefighters and they can tell them to sign up. And when they sign up, if those emails match, they get automatically added to the department. It's a really simple process. So that is, a design pattern that can be used in other applications. And this is the kind of thing that, if you were building something and I'm like, have you thought of this solution? This is the 2-week solution. This is the 1-month solution. This is the first 10 customer solution. Like, if you can't, you don't have to have everything thought out for your first 10 customers, right? The customers that you should be getting for your first 10 customers on your product are those that would, they would do crazy stuff just to use your product because it's something they really, really want and need and are interested in, and they're okay with all the flaws. And so that gives you time to work through those or work on bigger issues than, what does it look like to join a department? What does that workflow look like in my app? So anyway, lots of patterns will emerge within the framework over time, and hoping that you also can help develop those and think those out. So anyway, started to ramble there, and I'm going to get back to work. Well, we'll talk to you later.